Cleveland area, including 2 this past weekend. 5 on Your Side investigator Tom Merriman recently went undercover to test the skills of some local lifeguards. He joins us live now with news of an aggressive strategy to keep lifeguards on their toes. Tom, what can you tell us?
Well, Lorna, kids unfortunately drown for many different reasons in many different places. But keep one thing in mind. When a child drowns in a city pool because of lifeguard neglect, cities cannot be held responsible. Some critics say that means cities don't have the incentive to really stay on top of their lifeguards. But now on the other side of the coin, at private water parks, places like Geuga Lake and Cedar Point, if their lifeguards screw up, they can be sued for big bucks. And it's that threat of liability which has spawned a whole new approach to keeping lifeguards rescue ready. It's probably the most serious danger facing your children this summer. But too often there is only one thing to keep a struggling swimmer from the bottom of the pool. It's a bored teenager, a lifeguard with a great tan, and too many other things on their mind.
Approximately 400 a year drown in public swimming pools with lifeguards on duty. The lifeguards never see the event take place.
That was the story with 6-year-old Brandon Rhodes. A group of kids spotted Brandon at the bottom of a Cleveland City pool. Same with 12-year-old Daryl Cater. In fact, Daryl drowned less than 15 feet from this empty lifeguard chair. Empty because 2 lifeguards took an unauthorized break.
He had money from both of his grandmothers. Where he would go to college, they had a fund that they set aside from him that he actually had to get buried with.
Both families sued the city of Cleveland, but both cases were tossed out of court. You see, under Ohio law, it's virtually impossible to sue a city for lifeguard neglect.
It's called sovereign immunity, and it used to mean the king can do no wrong.
But here in the private sector, the rules are different, and the stakes are very, very high. The threat of multi-million-dollar jury verdicts is radically changing the business of lifeguarding.
All right, the patient is not breathing. Let's go. Chest is not rising. Chest is not rising. Garbage is still coming out. Garbage is still coming out.
The man barking orders is Jeff Ellis.
Chest is still not rising.
Ellis & Associates trains and licenses lifeguards at over 95% of the nation's private water parks. In the past 13 years, Ellis licensed water parks have had only 4 drownings. Compare that with the small number of water parks who don't use Ellis lifeguards. They've had 176 fatalities in the same period. The key to the Ellis system is accountability. All summer long, Ellis lifeguards work in constant fear of this. It's an undercover audit of their performance on the job.
A little bit of fear every time you go sit in that chair, I think, is a very healthy and good thing.
At least once a month, auditors go undercover at client pools. Places like Geuga Lake, where mechanical waves throw kids around like rag dolls. In Phase 1, lifeguards are placed under videotape surveillance. Then, it's time to spot check their rescue skills.
I'm with Ellis. We're doing an audit.
Okay.
And you guys have been audited.
Now keep in mind, if a lifeguard fails this audit, their license is revoked on the spot, and their lifeguarding days are over.
Okay, go!
He's called for help.
Big liability, and we need to protect ourselves and our guests to make this business successful.
All right, the patient is not breathing. Let's go. You've lost the pulse. No pulse, no breathing. Chest did not rise that time. The airway is blocked. Airway is still blocked.
It's an odd feeling. It's like they want to get you in trouble, but really, they're just saving people's lives, and it kind of feels good.
The Geuga Lake guards passed this audit with flying colors. But Jeff Ellis is still not completely satisfied.
Oh, and where in the hell are your gloves? Where are your gloves? Don't do you any good in there. You're the glove person. They have got to put on gloves. Forgot your gloves. All of you are dead. You know that.
Dead.
Yep. She had all kind of diseases.
It may seem like nitpicking, but tomorrow the emergency may be real, and the slightest mistake could cost a child their life. It's probably the most serious danger facing your children this summer. But too often there is only one thing to keep a struggling swimmer from the bottom of the pool. It's a bored teenager, a lifeguard with a great tan, and too many other things on their mind. But here at Longfellow Pool in Lorraine, a bored lifeguard might actually be an improvement. You see, our undercover cameras found these on-duty lifeguards actually laying out on the job. There's kids in the pool, but apparently they're on their own.
On the days that there's not a lot of people here, we take a little bit easier.
But now, when you're laying on the ground with your eyes closed, suntanning, you're not going to make a rescue that way.
Everybody has a break. And like I said, there was probably 4 kids or less in the pool. I'm sure there was. And they were regulars that come all the time. We know their ability.
They don't drown?
No.
This is rough. I mean, it is my fault. There was not a guard up in the chair. If I was not on deck, I was either watching or, another guard was in here watching. Or, I'm in here and I can see, I just hop over the counter, run out if there's a rescue to be.
You understand why parents would watch this and say, God, these kids don't take this seriously, and someone's going to die here.
I do, and I catch myself, okay, we're slacking off, we better get our butt in gear.
At one point, we did find one guard up in the chair, but he wasn't exactly in control. Watch the kids join him for a chat, use the lifeguard chair as a diving board, and even take the rescue tube for a spin.
I take responsibility for that. If something was to happen that drastically, someone would drown, someone would get seriously hurt or something, I would feel really bad because I'm not up to par.
Tom Merriman, 5 on your side.
No good. He invented the rear huggy rescue, which places the weight of the victim on the rescue tube instead of on the lifeguard. He was the first to require the compact jump. He makes guards carry a plastic mouthpiece to help with mouth-to-mouth. The Red Cross has since adopted many of Ellis's techniques. Why didn't they think of doing what you do?
I think they've been very complacent.
Complacent. It may be one reason that hundreds of pools have now switched from Red Cross guards to Ellis. They like the training and the follow-up. Profit is going to make people do it better? Isn't saving lives enough to keep the Red Cross vigilant?
There's always an extra mile to go in creativity.